Welcome to the next session of dispersion. We are in the process of discussing various concepts related to measures of dispersion. In the previous video, I discussed about range. Now let us go to semi-interquartile range. Or quartile deviation. Quartile deviation. Now first point is, it is also a positional measure of dispersion. It is also a positional measure of dispersion. Now we know what is meant by quartile. Quartile is a partition value, and quartiles are dividing the given set of observations into 4 equal parts. So let us see this. If we represent them, means the values when arranged on a line this way. This is Q1, this is Q2, and this is Q3. So Q1 is having a value, Q3 is also having a value. Also we know 25% of observations, 25% of observations we have from the beginning to Q1, 25% of observations are between Q1 and Q2, 25% of observations we have from, that is between Q2 and Q3, 25% of observations after Q3. So the measure of dispersion which is based on the values of Q1 and Q3 is known as quartile deviation. Again I am repeating this point. The measure of dispersion which is based on the values of Q1 and Q3 is known as quartile deviation. The measure of dispersion which is based on the values of Q1 and Q3 is known as quartile deviation. Is known as quartile deviation. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Semi-interquartile range or QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Semi-interquartile range or quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Look at this point once again. Semi-interquartile range or quartile deviation is a positional measure of dispersion. And we know quartiles are partition values, and they are dividing the given set of observations into 4 equal parts. When we represent them on a number line, you have this way picture, imaginary figure, Q1, Q2, Q3. 25% of the observations we have from the beginning to Q1. Between Q1 and Q2, 25% of the observations we have. Between Q2 and Q3, again 25% of the observations. After Q3, it is 25% of observations. Now, the measure of dispersion which is based on the values of Q3 and Q1 is known as quartile deviation. First I am calculating interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Semi-interquartile range or QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Next point, coefficient of QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. Coefficient of QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. For a symmetrical distribution, Q2 is the midpoint of Q1 and Q3. Q2 is the midpoint of Q1 and Q3. So coefficient of QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, Q3 plus Q1 by 2 into 100. So numerator is equal to quartile deviation, denominator is median into 100. Why median is written by me? Reason is simple. The value of Q2 coincide with the median. So instead of writing Q2 in the denominator, it is written as median. So this formula is applicable when the given data is a symmetrical distribution. Next point. QD makes use of middle 50% of the data. Next, since QD ignores 25% of the data from the beginning, and another 25% of the data from the end, comma, it is not at all affected by extreme observations. It is not at all affected by the extreme observations. Next, QD is the only measure of dispersion which is to be used when we are dealing with open-end classes. QD is the only measure of dispersion which is to be used when we are dealing with open-end classes. Now let us see a question here. Question number 1. The quartiles of a variable are the quartiles of a variable are 45, 52 and 65 respectively. Calculate quartile deviation. Quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Q3 is 65, Q1 is 45 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2, 10. We can also calculate the coefficient of QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. So this is 65 minus 45 divided by into 100. So 20 divided by 110 into 100. 200 divided by 11. This is 18.18. 18.18. Next question. Question number 2. If the quartile deviation of x is 6 and 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 6y is equal to 2. What is the quartile deviation of y. What is the quartile deviation of y? Once again look at this here. Line equation is given. 3x plus 6y is equal to 20. Line equation is given. So you have to use change of origin and scale property. Quartile deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. Quartile deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. When two variables x and y are related by y is equal to ax plus b, then quartile deviation of y is equal to modulus of x coefficient into quartile deviation of x. Quartile deviation of y is equal to modulus of x coefficient into quartile deviation of x. So let me put it in standard form. Because variable x value is given and y value we have to calculate. So y is a dependent variable. Quartile deviation of y is equal to modulus of x coefficient into quartile deviation of x minus 3 by 6 modulus into 6. This is 3 by 6 into 6, 6 cancel 3. So quartile deviation of y is equal to 3. Let's see one more question for quartile deviation for discrete series. Question number 3. Find QD and the coefficient of QD to the following data. X is a variable taking the values 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Frequency is given 3, 5, 10, 12, 6 and 4. Now sir, Q1 and Q3 are required for us to find the value of quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. We know Q1 and Q3 are partition values. To calculate the partition values, less than cumulative frequency is required. So cumulative frequency, this is 3 plus 5, 8, 18, 30, 36, 40. Summation of f is equal to 5. Now calculate summation of f by 4. 40 divided by 4, this is 10. 40 divided by 4, this is 10. After calculation of summation of f by 4, what is the next step? See a value which is just greater than summation of f by 4 in cumulative frequency column. So 18 is the value which is just greater than summation of f by 4. The corresponding value of the variable is q1. Therefore, q1 is equal to 6. The corresponding value of the variable is q1. Next, calculate 3 into summation of f by 4. 3 into 1030. 3 into 1030. See a value which is just greater than 30 in the cumulative frequency column. 36 is the value which is just greater than 30. The corresponding value of the variable is q3. So q3 is equal to 10. This is q3 and this is q1. q3 and q1 values are calculated. Now, quartile deviation is q3 minus q1 by 2. 10 minus 6 divided by 2, 4 by 2, this is 2. Coefficient of QD is equal to q3 minus q1 divided by q3 plus q1 into 100. 10 minus 6 divided by 10 plus 6 into 100. Coefficient of QD is equal to 4 divided by 16 into 100. 4 will go how many times? 4 times. It is 25%. Quartile deviation is 25%. Next question. Calculate QD calculate quartile deviation and the coefficient of QD one comma 3, 4 comma 5 comma 6, 6 comma 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values are given. N is equal to 7. So this is individual observations. Data is individual observations. So you have to find the rank and value of Q1 and Q3. Rank of Q1 is equal to size of n plus 1 by 4th item. This is equal to size of 7 plus 1 by 4th item. This is size of second item. Size of second item. Value of Q1 is equal to second item is 3. Second item is 3. Rank of Q3. This is equal to size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. This is equal to size of 3 into 2. This is size of 6th item. Size of 6th item. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So value of Q3 is equal to 6. Value of Q3 is equal to 6. Now QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by 2. This is 6 minus 3 divided by 2. 3 by 2, this is 1.5. Coefficient of QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. This is 3 by 9 into 100. 300 divided by 9. 33.33%. This way you have to calculate QD and coefficient of QD for a individual observation. Next, question number 5. If median is equal to 5, comma, QD is equal to 1.5, then coefficient of QD is question mark. Now look at this. Coefficient of QD is equal to QD divided by median into 100. 1.5 divided by 5 into 100. This is 1.5 into 20. 1.5 into 20. This is 30. Let's see the next question. Calculate QD and the coefficient of QD. This is a class 0 to 15, 15 to 30, 30 to 45, 45 to 60, 60 to 75, 75 to 90, 90 to 105. Frequency 8 to 26, 30 45, 20 74. So again, for calculation of QD and coefficient of QD, we need less than cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency 8, 34, 64, 109, 129, 146, 150. Calculate n by 4, 150 divided by 4, 150 divided by 4, 150 divided by 4, 37.5. See a value which is just greater than 37.5. 64 is the value. So this is Q1 class. Q1 is equal to L plus H by F into N by 4 minus C. L is equal to lower limit. H means class interval 15. Upper limit minus lower limit by frequency 30. N by 4 37.5 minus C cumulative frequency preceding to Q1 class. This is 34. 30 plus 1 by 2 into 3.5. This is 3.5 divided by 2. 1.75 plus 30. 31.75. Next, calculate 3n by 4. 3 into 37.5. 3 into 37.5. 112.5. 112.5 is see a value which is just greater than 112.5 in cumulative frequency column. So this is 129 is the value, and this class is called Q3 class. Q3 is equal to L plus H by F into 3n by 4 minus C. L means lower limit, H means class interval, frequency means 20, 112.5, C means cumulative frequency preceding to this 3n by 4 class. This is 109. This is 112.5 minus 109 is 35 into 15 is equal to divided by 20. 2.625 plus 60. 62.625. 62.625. Now look at this. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. 62.625 minus 31.75 minus 31.75. This is 30.875. QD quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. 30.875 divided by 2 divided by 2. 15.4375. Now, coefficient of QD, Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. This is 30.875. Q3 minus Q1 62.625 plus 31.75. This is 94.375. 62.625 plus 31.75. $30.875 divided by MRC is equal to into 100. 32.715%. This way. When you do 1 or 2 times, then you can complete it in 1 minute, at most 1.5 minutes. Calculators are allowed, so no problem. Okay, sir. So let's go to the next concept. Standard deviation. Next point under discussion is standard deviation. It is a mathematical measure of dispersion. It is a mathematical measure of dispersion. It is based on all the observations. It is based on all the observations. It is defined as positive square root of it is defined as the positive square root of arithmetic mean of sum of the squares of deviations, sum of the squares of deviations taken from their arithmetic mean. It is defined as the positive square root of arithmetic mean of sum of the squares of deviations taken from their arithmetic mean. So standard deviation is equal to summation of x minus x bar whole square by n under. Look at this. Arithmetic mean of means total divided by number of observations. Total divided by number of observations is always mean. And you are calculating the mean for whom? sum of the squares of deviations. Sum of the squares of the deviations taken from their arithmetic mean. So first deviations are taken from arithmetic mean. For these deviations, if I take total as it is, I'll get 0, because arithmetic mean is having a mathematical property. Sum of the deviations taken from arithmetic mean is always 0. Therefore, squaring that, so that negative sign is eliminated, and whatever may be the values obtained after squaring the deviations, their total is taken. So this is total. Or you can write this way also, summation of small x square by n, where small x is equal to x minus x bar. This can also be written as summation of x square by n minus x bar square under root. You can also write it as summation of x square by n minus summation of x by n whole square under root. Summation of x square by n minus summation of x by n whole square. This is standard deviation, calculation of standard deviation for individual observations. For individual observations. Next point, sir. Square of the standard deviation. Square of the standard deviation is called its variance. Square of the standard deviation is called its variance. Next point, for calculation of standard deviation, deviations are always taken from arithmetic mean. For calculation of standard deviation, deviations are always taken from arithmetic mean. When deviations are taken from assumed value, then it is called, when deviations are taken from assumed value, then it is called root mean square deviation. Then it is called root mean square deviation. Root mean square deviation is equal to summation of x minus k by n, summation of x minus k whole square by n, where a is equal to assumed value. Next, standard deviation is the minimum value of root mean square deviation. Standard deviation is the minimum value of root mean square deviation. Remember this point. Next, standard deviation is 0 when the variable assumes a constant value. For example, x is equal to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So x bar is equal to summation of x by n, 60 divided by 6, 10. X minus x bar 0. When you take deviations, x minus x bar whole square also 0. Standard deviation is summation of x minus x bar whole square by n under root. 0 by 6 under root, this is 0. When the variable assumes a constant value, standard deviation is 0. Next point, standard deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. Standard deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. So when two variables x and y are related by, when two variables x and y are related by, y is equal to ax plus b. Standard deviation of y is equal to modulus of x coefficient into standard deviation of x. Next point, standard deviation of first n natural numbers. Standard deviation of first n natural numbers is n square minus 1 by 12 under root. N square minus 1 by 12 under root. Standard deviation is always less than or equal to range. Standard deviation is always less than or equal to range. Next, for a discrete series, standard deviation is greater than or equal to MD when deviations are taken from mean. Standard deviation is greater than or equal to MD when deviations are taken from mean. Coefficient of standard deviation is a standard deviation over arithmetic mean. Coefficient of standard deviation is equal to standard deviation over arithmetic mean. Next, coefficient of variation. CV is equal to standard deviation over arithmetic mean into 100. Coefficient of variation CV is equal to standard deviation over arithmetic mean. This ratio multiplied with 100. Next point, standard deviation for the combined series. Standard deviation is n1 into where sigma 1 is equal to standard deviation of first group, sigma 2 is equal to standard deviation of second group, d1 square is equal to x1 bar minus x bar 1 comma 2 whole square, d2 square is x2 bar minus x bar 1 comma 2 whole square, x bar 1 comma 2 is equal to n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar by n1 plus n2. This way we can calculate standard deviation for the combined series. Next, for a symmetrical distribution, quartile deviation is equal to 2 by 3 of standard deviation. For a symmetrical distribution, quartile deviation is equal to 2 by 3 of standard deviation. MD is equal to 4 by 5 of standard deviation. QD is equal to 5 by 6 of MD. Range is equal to 6 into standard deviation. For two observations, standard deviation is equal to 1 by 2 into range. For two observations, standard deviation is equal to 1 by 2 into range. Okay. So that's all in this video, remaining in the next session. Thank you.